Good evening. Welcome to the Monday, October 20th, 2025 Village of Lansing Board of Trustees meeting. I'll call the meeting to order with a roll call. Susan Ainsley.
Present.
Pat Gillespie. Here. Carolyn Greenwald.
Here.
Kathleen Yin. Ronnie Hardaway is here. Okay. The next order of business is our public comment period. This is a period of the meeting or the time of the meeting where anyone who would like to speak on a topic that is not already on the agenda can speak. So is there anyone in the room who would like to speak? Anyone online? Thank you. Mike, I just opened the public comment period. Is there anything you would like to say? Or Kevin? Hearing none, I will move that we close the public comment period.
Second.
Carolyn seconds. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Okay. For the next portion of the meeting, we will have to wait for 4 minutes. We have a public hearing set for 7:35, so we need to allow time.
Do you like to switch and do planning board?
Oh, that's true. We could go ahead and appoint Soledad. Okay, we have in the room with us tonight Soledad Almeida. And she has been recommended by the planning board as an alternate member of the planning board. So Almeida, would you like to just introduce yourself quickly?
Yeah, sure. Hi.
Soledad, sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah, come over. There's a microphone right there.
Do I need to hit anything on it? Okay. Hi, I'm Soledad Almeida. I live in Cuba Heights Road. I work at Cornell and I'm the director of admissions for the vet school. So,
All right.
yeah.
Well, thank you for coming tonight and thank you for agreeing to be on our planning board. It's always nice. I think that makes a full roster for the planning board now, so that's great. It's been a while since well, not really, but it's nice to fill all the gaps that have happened recently, so thank you.
Great. Yeah. So I lived in the village for about 12 years. We live in the DeBoers old house. I don't know if any of you guys know the DeBoers. Yeah. So right there on Cuba Heights Road. Yeah, I have 2 children, an 18-year-old son who goes to Cornell, and then a 14-year-old son who goes to Ithaca High School. And I'm always curious about what happens in these meetings and how decisions are made. So I'm really, intrigued and excited to be a part of the board, as an alternate, of course.
Of course. So that's great. I appreciate it. Have you attended many meetings?
I've watched a few meetings online and I always read the minutes, but now that I know the cadence, honestly, like I didn't quite know what the cadence was. I also didn't really know the difference with the boards. I would always drive by and see when they were posted.
Right.
But yeah, that's how I mostly would keep up and with the newsletter. And of course, now that I have older children, I have more time.
Yes.
And also more understanding of what's going on. I completed my MBA at Cornell about 3 years ago. And because of that too, just a better understanding of business and what goes into business and how to make good decisions for community, but that also benefits businesses, but also benefits us. So an understanding of that too, I've kind of developed over the years. But yeah, I've always had a real interest in what's going on in the village.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Any questions for Soledad? Okay. I will move that we appoint Soledad.
Second.
Now, you didn't hear what I was appointing her to.
I don't care.
Now I can make up anything I want. So, thank you, Carol. All those in favor of appointing Soledad to the planning board as an alternate, say aye. Aye. Okay, thank you. And you're welcome to stay for the entire meeting if you'd like, but if you have other things to do, you're welcome to go now. So,
I'll say,
thank you.
Jody, another person's trying to get in, but I can't read that name.
Oh, it's for the Zoom. Somebody else was trying to,
Oh, no, I just
enter
was telling you.
meetings.
Someone was trying to get
Yeah.
in on Zoom. I couldn't read that far away.
Yeah, it's pretty small on the screen. So I think it's Luke Calavito.
see it.
Okay. Oh, excellent, perfect timing. It is now 7:35. I will move that we open the public hearing on proposed local law G 2025 amendment to Village of Lansing Code zoning law, version 2.
Second.
Susan seconds. Okay, this is the part of the meeting where anyone who would like to speak on this new local law, these new changes to the local law with a local law G or the code zoning law version 2 are free to speak. Is there anyone in the room who would like to speak on this topic? Seeing none, is there anyone online who would like to speak? No questions? Hearing none and seeing none, I will move that we close the public hearing on proposed local law G 2025.
Second.
Amendment to Village of Lansing Code zoning law, version 2. Carolyn has seconded. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Okay. So the next thing we need to do is vote on the resolution. Thank you, Natalie, for this resolution. The Village of Lansing Board of Trustees resolution adopted tonight on October 20th, 2025, regarding the adoption of the proposed local law G 2025, which we just had the public hearing for. I will move that we discuss or consider this resolution.
As local law 7.
Oh, as local law 7. Thank you. I need a second. And I'll give it to you this time. Peg Gillespie seconds. Is there any discussion about this resolution?
I'll just note that this is a type 2 action for seeker, so there's no review necessary, and Mike provided everyone with a GML 239 letter finding no significant impact.
Yes, I have this letter here. Is this a copy, Jody?
Yeah, that's what
Okay,
they said.
so we have an original, but this is a copy. So yes, there was no finding for any impact, so we're good to go. Any questions or other comments? Okay. All those in favor of adopting the resolution, a resolution for local law G as local law 7, 2025, say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? One nay. The resolution is adopted. Okay. So the next topic for tonight is general discussion. We'll just go around the table. Pat, I'll start with you tonight.
I don't have anything new to discuss. Working on formatting the comp plan, so hope to get that done by the end of next week.
Have you run into any kind of issues with some of the links or some of the maps and stuff?
Not yet,
Okay,
but I haven't really started diving into the links yet.
that's the part that worries me. We have to provide things to you that we haven't, or that you can't find necessarily.
But that should be okay.
How's your friend on the logo?
We haven't talked about it again since, I met like 2 weeks ago.
Do you want to meet again or ask him like if he wants to have a
I'll see him
meeting?
tomorrow, so check in and see if he's put any
Great.
thought into it. I'd send him your email. Your idea was.
That wasn't really my idea. I sent Pat a copy of what I sent all you guys that AI created. It's not really my
Well, not
idea.
that so much, as
Oh,
far
okay.
as what we wanted included in that.
Oh, okay. I don't know what we should have in the logo. I mean, I truly don't know. We don't have like a signature winery or something. I kind of thought like, maybe this building in artistic rendering with like, because that'll kind of represent the retail aspect, like building aspect, and then maybe like a mountain and a lake in the background somehow. But that's not what an artist, if an artist has a better idea, I'm all for it. I can't think of anything else personally. But I'd love to hear what the artist thinks. I almost don't even want you to say that to them, because maybe they'll come up with something
I'll
totally
check in and see
different.
if we can, I sent him what we had and then some ideas, so we'll see if he's even had a chance to come up with anything. I know he's been busy at work too.
And then I think John's idea was to use a red bud tree, which might be also very pretty. So, like when it's flowering in spring, because it is a successful tree around here. You like that idea?
Yeah, that and the lake background and, and the village.
In a different font?
The only thing I can think of jokingly is a street with no potholes.
A street would be good.
But no, sometimes if you can't come up with good artwork, sometimes you can just do something nice with clean fonts but have them submit suggestions and we can take a look at that. Thank you. Sure. Carolyn?
A few small things. First, the Rotary Club of Ithaca had their highway cleanup this weekend, and I participated, and they had a ton of people. So normally they just go down 13, but there were so many people. They asked who wants to clean Trip Hammer. So I was like, me. So our group cleaned up and down from about Tops to Kendall, and then on both sides of the street. And I had an idea. We had talked about a team building exercise when we were at NICOM for the boards. And I was thinking Rotary cleans the highways in the spring and the fall, and maybe we can, as a team building exercise, the two boards can join them, because there was lots of other groups. There was Zero Waste Ithaca, there were just a bunch of, other people come out, and it was a nice morning, and it's 2 hours, and North Trip Hammer looks better. So I was kind of hoping that you guys would like to do that with me in the spring.
That's cool.
Sounds like fun.
Okay, nice, awesome. Rotary would be thrilled.
I've done before.
You've done it before? Yeah. And they supplied the gloves and the grabber and the bag. So, and the hard hat and the vest, the outfit, the whole outfit.
The only thing you really need is need a couple of rakes, garden rakes.
They gave us grabbers. I didn't use a garden rake.
We've used garden rakes before.
You could, yeah. I found the flip flop. People found, all kinds of stuff. Anyway, okay, great, awesome. So glad you want to do that. So the ethics policy, I sent to Natalie. I showed it to John Mancini from NICOM. He had no comments. I don't know, Natalie.
I've taken a cursory read through it, but I'm gonna go back and give you some comments.
Okay, so let us know if you like that. And it's just an update to what we currently have, a little more modern, a little more covering what NICOM wants us to cover. Cut stuff out from their sample. The easement, so I don't know how much we've all talked, we talked a little bit about at the last meeting. And Ronnie, John and I met with the owners of lot 9 to try to do this loop easement. And then then John and I went to the property owner's property, and then John came up with a map for the easement, which really, if this is their property, it's just this little corner right here. And then that would also mean that he'd have to ask the homeowners association of Lansing Trails for an easement. Instead of going across here, it'll be cut this corner here and then go up across that corner. So I just wanted to see if everybody liked that idea. John likes that idea. He drew it out. He's highly in favor of it.
Yeah, so it was good that you had gone out with the CLEPACs and looked at the property.
Did.
And if they're comfortable with us being that close to their property, and if we can
No,
get
we're
them.
gonna be on their property. The easement of their property is take a corner like this.
Okay,
It's real small. John and Dondi already drew it out.
okay, so, it's not like the original that went
Right.
east to west. It's kind of a southeast to northwest clip of the.
But I have to say that when we went out there, if this is their property and this is the village property, they use this whole thing. So it's cleared, the village land is cleared, it has a bunch of birdhouses on it, it has a bridge over it. So just FYI. But that's what I wanted to talk about. I had mentioned in the meeting, Natalie, that maybe we should ask them if they want to do some kind of a swap, because during the meeting, they mentioned that they had tried to buy this from Audrey Edelman. And before we went out there and walked it, and it was just this little corner that John wants from them for an easement, I was like, should we consider a swap? And John said he thought that maybe we couldn't because of the deed. So when we got it from Audrey Edelman, he thought maybe there was easement restrictions.
Yeah.
So I got the deed and I read it, and there's nothing in the deed, but maybe there's a different document. John was going to ask me to ask you, Jody, if you had something on file for when Audrey Edelman gave that land to the village. And I've looked at the deed, I can send it to you, so you don't have to look for it. I'm not a real estate attorney, so I read the deed, I did not see the word easement or restriction, or restricted use, anything like that. But it could be somewhere else, maybe, Natalie, could it be?
It would have to be, I guess I would have to look through like all the back title to see if there's something not referenced in the deed. Sometimes things get left out, but I'm
No, but it would
pretty
be,
good on the clerk's
but John was saying it was,
in the deed.
she restricted the giving somehow to be like public use or something.
It should
But
be
I
on the
think we
face of
might
the
be
deed. if it's
misremembering,
there.
because, so the weird thing is, I didn't bring the map with me, but Ronnie and I were looking at the property, and say like, these were the two properties, there was a lot line that was like this, it was like a long skinny thing.
Yeah.
Why the heck is there that long
This
skinny
wide.
thing? And it turns out this is a village trail that goes along all of the properties down to it, and I said to John, do we just want to put the trail there? And he was like, no, he wants to put it up here, so I'm like, okay.
Okay.
But that might be what he was remembering, was that there was
Maybe.
this village trail along all the back of the properties,
Maybe.
all the way down.
Yeah, I'll take a look at the deed.
Okay, so hopefully we can figure out what the village wants to do, what John wants to do, and if hopefully, we can ask John if he wants to approach, the
Lansing Trails.
Lansing Trails Homeowners Association,
Yeah,
if you think that's a good idea.
he normally does that for easements. It doesn't mean he has to do it, but probably, obviously, there's going to be some kind of a legal document that has to be drawn, so Natalie would get involved, but yeah, if he could do that, or if we can think of a better contact person, I mean, obviously, I could do it too, contact them, it just depends on how comfortable John is, but
He loves this idea, he's very enthusiastic, he was, what is it called, brush hogging through, trying to
right,
figure out where he wanted it, which trees he didn't want to go around and wanted to go around, and
Yeah.
who owned the land, and he used his hunting app to figure out exactly where we were on the property at all times. So,
Yeah.
okay. And then the last thing, sorry, go ahead.
I was just wondering, to formally approach the homeowners association, maybe you and Ronnie might be the ones to.
Maybe we should ask Dondi and John to draw a sketch first.
yeah, we should give something to show.
I know he did a sketch of the Clepax. I don't know that he did a sketch of Lansing Trails. So I can email John and ask him to do a sketch for the Lansing Trails, so we could use that to approach them. Very basic, not written in stone or anything.
Right,
Okay.
not too specific, because that can become expensive, but if we just kind of give them a general layout and see what their reaction is.
Okay. So I'll email John tomorrow. You write that down.
All right,
Easement. Okay. And then the last thing is the design stuff. So we can talk about that together.
I've seen everyone, the application, I don't know if you had a chance to look at it, but I started it, and then it started asking for information that I did not have specific to our project title and description, so we need to put together, if we're going to file this or submit it, we need to get that information together.
What didn't you know?
I have to know, you have to know, we have, as far as I know, we have not submitted a proposal in the past. Although I saw some in 1918 and 17, but I couldn't find a good description. So we'll have to find out how far back do they want us to go. And
I think you can just write not recently. Not anytime recently would be a valid answer.
I could do that. The brief description of the project.
I would just say, develop design guidelines for the commercial high-traffic area along the North Trip Hammer corridor.
Okay, so that's the thing, we were talking about several different projects, and I didn't know which one we were using for this. For CMT, commercial high traffic, right? Commercial high traffic on Trip Hammer. Okay,
And then the documents you would attach would be the commercial low-traffic one that we currently have. There's those 3 documents that Jody sent me that I forwarded to everybody.
okay,
They're in Word form.
all right. Let me see.
Update design guidelines with.
Yeah. And then the description would be, this commercial traffic area isn't called commercial low traffic anymore, so these design guidelines are no longer applicable.
Right.
Starting with those,
Okay,
consider the changes that have happened in the district for the past 20 years and what would be most appropriate now.
okay, so maybe the project would be to help us with, although I'm afraid that we're stepping on the planning board's toes if we ask them to look at all of the commercial traffic areas to make sure that our descriptions and designs are, this is just the design guideline though, right? So basically, it's just update the design guide.
Using,
Yeah, okay.
using the current code,
Yeah.
the sample brief, the sample guidelines and input from the planning board.
Right.
Develop.
Develop.
Blah, blah,
Okay, so the final deliverable would be an updated design guideline for the village. Or
blah. That we would
recommend-
hopefully adopt by resolution.
Right.
And incorporate by reference.
And, okay, I will start this as I go through. If there's something that I can't answer, I will send an email to all of you. We can get feedback and
Great.
get it submitted. I have to submit it because the invitation came to my email and I have to use my email to get it.
So glad they sent that.
Yeah, so,
It's funny though, because I was looking, the name that I had emailed, he was like perfect timing, great, but like he didn't say, oh, there's this submission done by this Google form. So it's kind of funny. I guess I was talking to the wrong person.
probably take for granted. Everyone knows how to do this. Okay.
Maybe, I don't know. I just sent it to the person who Lorraine shared with me.
Okay. Just making a note here. All right. Okay. Anything else, Carol?
That's it. Thanks.
I'll get started on this tomorrow.
Awesome.
Susan?
Nothing from me.
Kathleen?
Yeah. Okay, so the clean energy is climate smart community, clean energy is the 30th. And forgive my ignorance for special meeting, but if we had a special meeting, that might get around the open meeting law so that Ronnie is the coordinator and anyone from the trustees and planning board could meet the new, could meet Ashley, who's going to be the new contact person.
What was it? This is a meeting of a different,
Right, so Jerry Sheng had been the task force coordinator, liaison from Cornell Cooperative Extension, Tompkins County. They've changed it now, so Ashley Siegfried is the Director of Sustainability, Southern Tier 8 Regional Board. She is now the regional coordinator.
okay.
And she's coming down from Binghamton.
So this group is not a specific Village of Lansing group, this is,
Well, the task force is a specific
okay.
task force.
But she's coming down to meet the task.
She's coming to meet the task force. So this would give everybody an opportunity who, the members of the committee, plus the trustees, to get to meet her, generate some questions, find out the direction, and the policy actions that the village might want to undertake.
When is she coming down?
30th, 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock.
Does she not want to come to a trustee meeting, or
I'm sorry,
she's just in town for that day? I mean, maybe she could just
that was,
Zoom in.
got scheduled.
do a trustee meeting by Zoom and just,
That would just allow anyone that wanted to come by Zoom or attend in person, and then we would not be in violation of the open meeting law. And it would give Ronnie an opportunity, since he's been here from the beginning and is the coordinator, to interact with her. Jerry's there to help with the transition, but
so is Jerry leaving us?
Yeah,
So Jerry moved to Binghamton, so so he's not going to be.
he's on the energy end now.
So if I need help applying for the grant and you doing the pollinator and getting all that data, that's going to be Ashley?
Yep.
yeah.
So it'd give, the Greenway Committee, it would give the trustees, it would give Mike and John an opportunity
Do you want to know
ask
when this is
questions.
a meeting?
Information.
And then people can come if they want to, or
If
is
you,
that complicated?
Jody's the one that notices the
And so have to put
meeting.
it in the paper. It makes more sense if you would have her come to a trustee.
Yeah, can she
meeting.
just zoom into a trustee meeting for all the same purposes?
That makes,
Oh, you have to actually publicize it even though it's open?
Yes, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, we have to have 7 to 10 days, right?
Yeah,
10 days preferable, but maybe 7, but this doesn't, it's not an emergency, so it would have to be 10 days.
Okay.
so we're tight.
We're tight,
I couldn't get it in the paper in time.
yeah.
So invite her.
I can reach out.
Or even ask.
So there isn't time then, basically, there isn't time to publicize it if we wanted to.
No.
Okay.
As long as 3 of you aren't in the, conducting business at the same time, 2 of each board can go, and Mike and John can go, there's no problem with that.
I think it's really important that Ronnie be there and,
Ronnie, you're
Ellen.
going to be there, aren't you going to be there?
On the 30th, I had planned to. I don't know of anything let me check my calendar. but I-
Natalie, if I step out, turn it over.
Well, it's what are you doing? Like, are you conducting
It's just an
business?
input.
It's just meetings,
It's,
sir.
it's
You're
it's
not
an advisory
making,
committee.
yeah.
It's an
It's,
advisory.
yeah, there's no decision-making, it's strictly advisory.
Yeah, we had this discussion when the 3 of you are on that together. But if it's meeting her, well, also Ronnie can also coordinate a private meeting with her then, half an hour before, 20 minutes before, if there's any sort of concern. I don't know that there is, though.
Well, I can invite you to the trustee meeting then, if that would.
Yeah, it's on my calendar.
Okay.
If she's going to be here, if she wants to be here for that meeting, I will be here. And so I can attend the meeting as the coordinator, and you can be there as the current chair of that committee. And
Did Jerry have his last day yet?
Sorry?
Did Jerry leave? Did he have his last day?
No, he's going to come to that meeting to just be there to answer any questions, and he said he would help with the transition.
okay. And we can invite her and say, at some point, would she be willing to come into one of
Trustee staff.
trustees meetings? And if she says yes, we could schedule a time, just a time period when she could join us. And during the meeting, we can kind of work.
We can work that out.
We can work that out.
Okay. Thank
Anything
you
else?
for clarifying. I thought it would be easy.
Anything else, Kathleen?
Yeah, sorry. Cuba Lake Watershed, I sent the packet out to you guys. Did everybody get it? Because I got one of these mail non-delivery back.
Yeah, I
for
always
you.
do. Well,
Okay, you're on the list.
I have been.
And
And
Pat,
Also get Requiosa.
you. So then I resent everything to old emails. Did you get it?
Got it.
Oh, good. So that was basically the August minutes are in there, and there's a link to the recording of the meeting if you're at all interested. There's also a link to the YouTube presentation by Beth Gillis on the Lake Champlain non-point source pollution subwater watershed assessment and management plan, and the services they offer, and some case studies. The draft letters in there that's going to be voted on, and a letter that was already sent. So those are the highlights of that. Next meeting is the 22nd, and that's at Bolton Point. And it'll be going over the drinking water source protection plan. It's the update on that. And then November 19th, it's a week early because of the holiday, and that'll be the organizational meeting. And one of the proposals is to go to every other month, to have 3 meetings in person and 3 by Zoom. And so those details will be worked out. The State Local Water Matters Day that was held, I sent Steve Riddles, I had asked for the PowerPoint presentation, and I couldn't open it, so I sent it.
So I think I was able to open it.
Okay.
Although, do you want me to try to send that to everyone here?
Yeah, I couldn't open it, so he said it's such a large file, that's probably why I was having trouble. They basically went over the treatment process, testing and source protection efforts, challenges and issues like the lead service line replacement, drinking water, wastewater infrastructure issues. And then collaboration with the American Water Works Association. And one interesting initiative is the One Water Workforce Initiative to address, because there's a huge shortage of water professionals and operators. And so they are working with TC3 and also with BOCES. Just water's always going to be here. There's always going to be careers, but just opening people's eyes to the careers. And so that was a really interesting initiative. And it's a pilot program, collaboration. And then our state representatives were also in attendance and reviewed legislation related to source water protection. And then the Environmental Management Council, the resolution was approved. It then goes to peak the county committee, and then if that's passed to the legislature. And the Water Resource Council met today, and they have an amended draft that they also will be presenting to the county committee, and gave reports on they do have a drinking water total maximum daily load guide for the regular people can understand. So that was the update on that.
So you're attending meetings on the Water Resource Council, Bolton Point, QEO, and the Environmental Management Council, those 4 every month?
Yeah.
Did I miss any?
Core Advisory Committee, and that deals with primarily emergencies and disabilities.
And also the task force.
Jeff Bowles is, yeah. So that was also today, and the speaker was Brian Bowman, and what he discussed was the emergency service dispatch program, the training that they receive, and just the whole process. So it's very informative. A lot of training and a lot of good input. And I will say, if you dial 911 and you can't talk, do not hang up, just leave it open. They will respond. A landline, the opportunity to text is not quite there, but it's coming. And if you have a cell phone, it pings, but it doesn't give the exact location, just FYI. And there are different layers to, like the Smart 911 and Siren, where you can supply information for responders to be aware of in your home. And it's really important to let them know. And they were going to check on the yellow dot to see if that's still there. That was, you put a yellow dot on your fridge or car, and that alerts responders to look in the glove compartment or look in your fridge for one sheet that lists, say, who's your contact person, what medications are you on, what chronic conditions do you have, that kind of stuff.
Interesting.
I'll stop.
You're keeping us safe.
Huh?
You're keeping us safe. I appreciate it.
And, consider this is flu season. So Yep. Take care of yourselves and consider vaccinations.
Jody, welcome back from Hawaii. Do you have anything for us tonight? Still catching up? Thank you. And for tonight's meeting, I have nothing to report either. So that will end our general discussion. So for tonight.
I did have something. So Carolyn asked me to look into the video conferencing.
Oh, yeah, great.
So I did, so the letter of the law still has the extraordinary circumstances. However, they don't really, it lists the examples of what those may be, but it's always at the board's discretion. So I know that we had this issue in the past about a board member that wasn't allowed to vote. And we decided that the board was going to take a pretty liberal stance on allowing voting remotely. But it's really up to the board how they want to interpret extraordinary circumstances, because we do have that kind of catch-all, any other significant or unexpected factor or event which preclude attendance. I would just note that we also have in there that members of the public body don't have a right to attend remotely. So we want to kind of, in my mind, limit the amount of remote participation and encourage in-person attendance as much as possible. But we can also amend these if we want to kind of loosen the language a little bit.
I think that we have the language that will support a looser interpretation already. It's just a matter of what we want to, how we want to implement our own law. And I'm in favor of a liberal interpretation that allows people to vote.
Yeah, it's the only thing that I can remember, and you just said this, is that the location many times has to be reported before the meeting, so someone might be able to attend that location.
Well, once you do that, that's different. Once you
That's-
notice the meeting, then you're
That is
there.
kind of like the COVID style, kind of from what I remember. The issue, the one that I'm remembering specifically is I believe Jeff Dobbin was on a work trip and coming in remotely, and he wasn't allowed to vote, and there was a discussion afterwards about whether or not he should have been permitted to vote.
Right.
And after that, we decided we'd take a more liberal interpretation on applying the procedures.
So the word significant, I would interpret to mean anything, like I had to be in San Francisco for a wedding.
Sure, I just.
That's
don't-
significant.
I would hope it's the board's choice, obviously, like, you just don't want to come down from Shannon Park to be here. It's slightly.
And then I think that if it's become subject to abuse or a questionable standards, then we could revisit it. But for, insofar as we're all currently attending and people are attending the planning board unless they're out of town, at both our meetings and the planning board meetings, I'm in favor of a liberal interpretation of the word significant, and then also of the word unexpected.
Right.
So just wanted to circle back on that. And then I updated at the planning board, but I did reach out to the owner of the Chinese food restaurant regarding the graffiti. I was told it would have been painted on Friday, weather permitting. I honestly don't remember what the weather was on Friday, so I looked it up and it seemed like it was perfect painting weather, but I don't know if it was painted or not. I don't know if Mike Scott swung by to take a look, but.
It's
Yes,
gone.
It was painted when I
It
drove
was
by
done.
today.
It was done.
I'll send a
Well
thank you
done,
email.
Natalie.
I'll send a thank you email tomorrow.
That's awesome news.
It is
Well,
awesome.
actually, it was gone. Lorraine drove by at 6 o'clock on Friday night, and it was still there. But it was Saturday, and I texted Lorraine immediately, the graffitis.
She must have been so happy.
And it was gone, because they had their special Halloween at the YMCA.
Oh, the trunk or treat.
Parking lot was full of people, the graffiti was gone. So sometime,
Yeah, even if it was Saturday morning, at least it
Yeah.
was done.
doesn't
Yeah.
matter, it's gone for now.
And it was a really good lesson to us about how we should be approaching it. We should be
Monitoring.
monitoring, but also we should be reaching out through channels, non-legal channels. We'll probably get a little more what do you use it, more with honey than you do with vinegar?
Is contacting an attorney a non-legal channel?
I just let him know that we were taking it
just
seriously.
That's a good point, that's a good
It
point.
was a cordial conversation.
I'm just kidding. Oh, it's
Honey
cordial.
channel.
Definitely informal and not legal channels.
Yes, yes.
Okay, excellent. Thank you, Natalie,
You're
and thanks, Mike.
Well done. Awesome, thanks, Mike.
That's great. Okay. So for tonight, we will be having an executive session. I meant to announce this at the beginning of the meeting, I just forgot. So tonight, we're having a discussion to consider the employment of a particular person. So for the executive session, we will have to ask everyone in the chambers and online to please leave the meeting, and with the exception of the trustees and Natalie French. I think so. I think we've got enough information to go forward. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Joe. And I will take notes and shut everything down.
As usual. Same for all things to do with hiring. That's okay.
Yeah.
Thank you all.
Okay, we have just come out of executive session at 8:41. We closed the executive session meeting. This is Ronnie Hardaway. I am moving that we adjourn our tonight's meeting at 8:42.
A second.
Carolyn seconds. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Our meeting is officially over. Everyone have a good night.
You know, are you done?
You probably have some good ideas of this, of what we should look for in the qualifications and then all